Hi guys, my name is Bas and welcome to episode number 17 of my RStudio tutorials here on YouTube. First of all, if this video is helpful to you in any way, shape or form, then please leave a like on this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Every subscription counts because I want to make this channel grow as much as possible. So today we're gonna have another look at linear regression. I do strongly recommend watching episode 16 because it explains the basics, so a simple regression. And from now on, we're going to be looking at multiple linear regression, and it's a bit more difficult, so therefore I do recommend watching episode 16 first before you start off with this episode. So, if you are ready for the multiple linear regression, then I will start. We originally took a look at simple regression from X to Y. There's an independent variable and a dependent variable. And regression shows if the independent variable increases with 1, what does the dependent variable do? So in last episode, it was if we increase, or for example, if you increase the time you study for your test with 1 hour, with how much does your mark increase? So your grade. So that's for an example of linear regression. If you increase your learning hours by 1, with how much does your grade change? That's simple linear regression. And today we're going to have a look at when you add another variable, which is a confounder. And over here you have a really clear model, which I found online. And the original simple linear regression was rate of ice cream consumption to number of sunburns, which shows that if you increase the number of ice creams you eat, you would get more sunburns. And I actually made a data set which shows that, which you can see over here. It's called Confounder. And if we're going to do a simple linear regression, then you can actually see that there will be a strong, significant relationship between the number of ice cream consumption and number of sunburns. And I will show that right now. So you go to your source screen. And then you type, first of all you attach, and then first of all you open the package tidyverse, as we do in every episode. So library tidyverse. If you don't know how to install packages, then please rewatch episode number 1 of my tutorials. And now we're gonna do, we're gonna use the confounder dataset, and then use the pipe operator, which is Ctrl-Shift-M. And then we're gonna do a linear model, LM, open brackets. And then the dependent variable in this case is sunburn, and then the wavy symbol, and then the independent variable is ice cream in this case. And then you press a comma, and then you press data equals dot, and then you can then you use the pipe operator again, and then you use summary. So you want, from the confounder dataset, you want the linear model of sunburn is the dependent, ice cream is the independent, the data you're using is the confounder dataset, and you want a summary of this linear model. Then you press Ctrl Enter, and then you can see in the bottom the exact numbers that you're looking for. And we can see, if we take a look, just like last episode, at the coefficients table, if we then look at the slopes, so at the estimate of ice cream, it shows 0.841, which would mean that if you eat 1 more ice cream, so if your independent variable ice cream increases with 1, then the dependent variable, which is sunburns, increases with 0.84. So this is the direct relationship you're looking for. But that's actually quite odd, that if you eat more ice creams, that you would get more sunburns. That is what this model shows. But maybe there's an underlying confounding variable which ruins this relationship, which affects it. And that's what you can see in the model online. You can see that the confounding variable hot temperature explains both the rate of ice cream you eat, because if the temperature increases, then the rate of ice cream consumption increases, but also if the temperature increases, you get more sunburns. So this confounding variable is of crucial importance in explaining this relationship. And maybe if we add it into the if we add it into the linear regression and thereby make it a multiple linear regression, we will get to the true answers. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to R, and we're going to once again press confounder, dataset, then the pipe operator, Ctrl-Shift-M, then linear model, and then open brackets, sunburn, and then the wavy symbol, yeah. And then this time ice cream, and then a space, and then plus, also in this case, temperature, and then a comma, and then data is dot. So in this case, we want a confounder data set, and we want a linear model for sunburn being the dependent variable, but this time we have two independent variables being ice cream and temperature. And the data set we're using is the one mentioned above. Then you press the pipe operator again, and then you ask again for the summary of this. Then you press Ctrl Enter, and now we're going to go to the console screen and take a look at what we just found. And we can see that the coefficients table now consists of 3 lines. The intercept line, which I will explain in next episode. But for now, you can see that the remaining ice cream slope is only 0.08. So it's no longer 0.8, but only 0.08. And if we look at the significance level, we can see that it's 0.574. So it's not significant anymore. Well, in the previous, if we scroll up, in the previous model with just ice cream as an independent variable, we could see that the p-value, so the significance level, was 0.000. So it was really significant. But now that we added the confounder being temperature into this model, we can see that the remaining direct effect of ice cream on sunburns is only 0.08, and it is not significant anymore. While temperature, on the other hand, is 0.95, which is a very strong relationship. And we can also see that the p-value is 0.000. So it is significant because it's smaller than the p-value, than the alpha value of 0.05. So by adding the confounder into our R linear model, we've seen that the confounder has a strong, significant effect on the dependent variable, and that the original effect of the independent variable on the dependent variable is not very strong anymore, and not significant either. So this is how you can take a look at confounders. They are disturbing variables. You want to take them into account so you can neutralize them. If you take all the confounders into your dataset, into your linear regression model, then you will get the true effect of the direct relationship you were looking for. Because your original relationship was ice cream to sunburns. And at first we thought that it was 0.8, so a very big relationship. But now you added a confounder into the relationship, and by adding it, you neutralize the effect of the confounding variable. And then we saw that the remaining relationship of ice cream to sunburns, so your original relationship, is not significant anymore. So, and you can add even more confounders. If you have other confounders, for example, the amount of clothes you're wearing. If the amount of clothes you wear will definitely affect the number of sunburns you get. So wearing clothes is also a confounding variable. So you can add as much confounders as you want, and then the remaining effect of the independent variable to the dependent variable is what you're eventually searching for. So this was the start of multiple linear regression with a confounder in this case. A confounder is a disturbing variable. You want to neutralize it by adding it into your linear regression model. And in the next episode, I'll show you guys how you can actually make calculations with these numbers. So I'll get into more detail on the intercepts and the two slopes and how you can make calculations with those. But for now, guys, this is going to be the end of the episode. I hope it was helpful to you. If it was, then please leave a like on this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And for now guys, I see you on the next tutorial. Ciao.